too early. Boatyard team potentially might have gone for that one, but Douglas on a weird 2-2 split over on the western side of Boatyard, and then down towards the south by the roads. So they are likely not going to be able to regroup anytime soon.
So I think it's a 3-1 coming on through. To me, that stinks of not moving quickly enough and responding to the circle, because you know what the other teams around you, Kenji are going to be going for, right? He's on foot getting down there, or is he? Maybe he's in a buggy. Not entirely sure. No, he is, yeah, just on his belly. Trying to survive, trying to not make any sound. As soon as Alula read that he's here, he's gone. He's out. Yeah, they did.
Beaky down towards the bottom here. I think maybe that was his vehicle.
Maybe.
Saw it there. It is hidden. It is hidden away. And we are heading over towards ruins, in fact. A lot of teams will have to figure this one out. AJL, medium success to massive success, honestly.
Yeah.
Really, really well done.
With that circle, they have got themselves a really nice slice of it. Alpha 7's compound as well is pretty huge, overlooking so much of the fields to the south. They've got a lot of pressure to the east. E-Arena may look to try and crash down upon them, but I don't think there's an impetus to do that within the next maybe 2 minutes, 3 minutes potentially. Goat team in with a scrap on the south side. So they're trying to leave past Gatka, open across those fields for the Wolves, and dragging them down into a fight.
Kind of interesting.
With a scrap on the south side, so they're trying to leave past Gatka, open across those fields for the Wolves, and dragging them down into a fight.
Wolves actually in the top 6 right now. Kind of interesting. They've been able to get some points on board, but Elementrix will fall now. Baton moved over towards that northern edge. They were split on the team, not quite fully along with one another. Slonic just about able to get off into the distance, but before he does get knocked down, I think for Wolves right now, there's a bit of a awkward push out. They weren't really thinking that, oh my God, there's going to be a lot of teams coming from that south side. And quickly shut down because of it. Ulf tries to go center. Ulf is not a team we expected to be in 13th here. I think this is a very big surprise for everyone. Currently only on 2 players. And we're probably thinking that for the guys on Ulf, this is a hard achievement to make happen in the last 4 matches, because I don't think they're getting many points off the back of this game. They would have to shoot up the rankings if they want to make it to the top 6, and Ulf getting sent home today would be a massive deal.
Definitely. I mean, it is a team that has had some ups and downs, I think it's safe to say, over the course of these group stages. Not quite able to make it all the way into the top 5. They were definitely in with a chance here. The lobby is close enough in terms of these overall scores right now, Blank, that they can still make it. It does require them to be pushing pretty hard and fast, though. For Ulf, it's likely they're going to need to see at least 5 points off this match to keep themselves in the running. Yeah, moving into the latter half of the day. And to be fair, from their position on the north edge, that may well be doable as a duo. If Al-Ula don't commit to pushing out onto that angle, there's really not too many other teams that are going to threaten them. So it's a survival strategy for Ulf, and it may go quite well. They did send all the way from the southeast straight through the middle to get to this spot. That's why they've managed to shed all the players that they had. But yeah, it's a tough game for them. They do need to make the most of it.
Yeah, which is why it is a massive success for AJL on that rotor. Because they stopped early enough. They didn't lose too many players. They brought things to repair the rotational devices with, aka cars, which is great. Great news for them. And they should have some success into the future too. We do move over towards that western side. Alpha 7, thrown a bone here, but I would argue that they set themselves up nicely in that early game. I'm hoping this trend continues. Honestly, I think Alpha 7 looks good today. They do look good today.
Yeah, with that pressure on the northern shore to divert Al-Ula away, remove a lot of that. That's what you were talking about, right? Yeah. With their ability to hold that 2-2 split. I liked they did regroup on the northern side, so they weren't solos.
It was very quick to reassess the scenario as well and get back down towards this location. I believe that, although, yeah, sure, the rest of the team very, very good, Guizhou has been this driving factor for the team today, making a lot of calls, a lot of decisions on the fly. And I think it's been helpful. I think it has been helpful. It's just strange that one of the newer players of the squad is the one to kind of drag the team along with him. Furia making a similarly wild rotate in. Yangon Galacticos looking to punish, and Chief is down, and oh yeah.
That is nasty stuff coming through. One player now left for Furia. Coach not looking too happy. Gonna have words with them after this one, I'm sure. Trying to figure out the best path forwards. GK, they were put through the ringer in that last match, but it looks like they can survive on their compound as well, as RRQ go down to them. Too much damage for them to bear, and Ragnarok back to his feet. The res comes on in. Tianba in the meantime getting torn apart by AGAL. There is an answer a little bit, but the nades over the top just slow things down. They only have Milu left standing, and it needs another. Let's go for another 1v4. Why not?
Great nade from Maple, honestly. Very well done here. Sometimes it can be a little bit difficult to post these nades over inside of sandbags because there's a lot of stops you from fully committing those nades inwards. Maybe getting a little bit over aggressive here, forgetting the castle is in play. Nade over the top, tries to finish out QZZ, does go far enough. Well done. Really good hold here from AGAL, leaving, like you say, Milu, the 1v4 master, alive at the end here.
For Tianba, another fairly low scoring game, potentially on the cards here with only the single Elin found. We said before, it's probably still fairly safe for them right now, but they do need to pick up a couple points here and there, Blank.
Yeah,
it is unfortunate in this spot. Losing 3 of their players like that is not how you want to start. Dopeness on the south side against Nongshim Red Force. Nongshim Red Force playing with only 2 players in action, and Dopeness similarly losing 1 of their players as well. As they have Kenji in the shadow of Alula. We saw him dropping down earlier on.
GK holding. Next circle. He's closing now. We have a lot of Everest over towards that western side. The arena's trying to bank as much information as possible at the moment. Store that away. Filing cabinets, pull out the secret files for later, where these teams will be playing, how they want to approach an endgame. They have been very quiet so far, very spy-like.
Wolf now being descended upon. The duo that moved out there earlier, able to do a little bit there, but Scarface does get flushed. Aaron's not too long to follow. A victim of the MG3 on the northern side, and all will go down, so not what they were looking for here to keep themselves in the running. They'll need something bigger in the next few, and very, very quickly. As we turn our attention towards the teams now left in the circle. Geeke, they've been holding their nerve. They're up to 5 elims on this match now, Blank. They're doing well on the south side. They've rebuffed pushes there. They have the buildings to play around. Goat team on 6 elims as well, looking to come off the back of a strong rondo in towards Erangel with some force.
Well, they have force with them, so don't worry. He is on the team. We're good to go. But they're going to have to move it towards that northeast side. Like it's a slightly interesting push they'll have to make, and if they want to wrap down towards the south here and play it slow, definitely doable. Alpha 7, they pulled off from that northern portion of the compound and fully situated themselves down towards the south here, understanding the teams are likely wrapped through fields, were in the compound down towards the southwest, which they are right, and that is Goat Team. So they're fully focusing a lot of their attention over towards Everest and their southwest. This is a good approach to the game from them. Geeke doing something very similar, looking to hold out the teams that are on the southern edge. You've just got Milu remaining down there.
Alpha 7's position gets so much stronger when E-Arena leave the top of Everest. For Goat Team, that is good news for the time being, but as soon as E-Arena move, their rooftops become so dangerous against Goat Team. They're going to have to have a real think about how they want to go for this one. And I feel like E-Arena is starting to peel off those angles.
Yes, that look over towards Alula again. They have had that information for quite some time now. Nongshim Red Force, Hyunbin opens up over towards Killer Joe. That's a backstab coming through here, and will slow the guys from Go down. Revo actually looking to swing by in the vehicle, get some information, but Nongshim Red Force definitely the main force that is distracting away from Go. And Go turns their eye towards them. You can see them just about start to shimmy back down towards that southeast side, realizing they got to get rid of this team.
Hyunbin causing problems there. Nongchen Red Force, again, they're on 2 players alive. They're out of this current zone. Blank, they have to step forwards. So finding these little openings is exactly what they needed. Diminishing the power of Goat Team across the way. You love to see it. You love to see it. Hyunbin with another nade over the top. They're not quite connecting either way. Fuchsman starts to get closer with that buggy. Gets the scouting done. Hyunbin putting damage down range, but does have to duck back as he gets clocked himself. He's very, very low there. In the meantime, TZ is fending off against Geeko, who won a third party. Hyunbin falls.
Yeah, Hyunbin going down here. Good nades going through from Goat Team, but in comes the shots from the sidelines here, and it is Rebel finding Moxie. This is good. Very, very well done. You have to capitalize on that, and this was the plan from the very start, John, for Alpha 7. Looking better and better as the day goes on here. Kiwoom DRX technically have center circle on this one, but they have been so lackluster throughout the tournament. It's hard to call them doing much going forward. They'll have to change our minds essentially as the day goes on. E-Arena did now finally pull fully off of Everest here. They still have Mormon on the low ground. Milu 1v4 time, question mark.
Is he going to do it again? There's 2 players down. Oh, that one felt like it might connected as well. Milu with a chance here to go big again. The 2 players from GK not getting back on up, and he has got them on the run. They're trying to step into position to go for this res, but steps out, looks for it, darts into the building now. The res did not get stuck, and he's got another. He's just got 8 rounds left though. The DBS out of ammo, and there is no more left in the tank.
He ruins the day of GK though. That's nuts. That is nuts. I mean, Milu is just disgusting. Oh my goodness me. Goat Team to 8 eliminations on this game, despite everything still putting up those points. Alpha 7 wrapped underneath, trying to catch him off guard there. Fuchsman did send over towards that southeast side, looking to hold out Tizzy from Nongchen Red Force. Kiwoom DRX also taking shots over. And Force will be knocked, leaving just Fuchsman remaining. We'll see if Alpha 7 is able to pick up that point, and they do.
Oh, he steps out into it. TZ holds his nerve, gets across, and now looks to heal. There's a lot of crates on this location, remember, because Milu was doing some dastardly deeds out in the open, so potential to find a lot of loot here, but I don't know if TZ is going to stop. In the meantime, AGAL, good shot. 721 GS looking to take the fight. AGAL with their maximum successful rotate earlier on. Looking to try and convert now into transition into this circle. Alpha 7, oh, they've just lost a player on that northern side. Rebel went out too close to E-Arena and does get clipped.
I mean, it has to be the scout though. I think that's fair. The fact they're trying to gather information, now the rest of the team knows that there's players on this north side. So annoying for AGAL, by the way, because Alula not for a second tried to check Kenji. So no one's known he's here for so long. He backstabs over towards AGAL, starts to move out, and he has completely scuppered their game plan.
Changing the tempo on the lobby. Z-Arena look to try and isolate this northern side as well.
Everyone.
He's just going for it. Okay, Kenji, a demon on the descent there, leaving 1 player back. We thought it might have been a misplay, but Blank, I think I still believe that. He goes down, but a really solid performance from that angle. But Dopeness, 4 elims into a 6th place. I think that's more than they could have hoped for in that spot.
Another late entry for AJL though, today. Getting further and further into these games. It's nice to see their name popping up towards these endpoints. Alula forced to move down, and AJL looking to bolster this position. They flow up. Carrillo looking over towards KRX. XZZ opens up over towards Claws, but it's Yasa over towards Flower H to get him down. This is going back and forth, but Maple comes through with the shotgun and will finish them off in fantastic fashion. They've got to get quickly with those players back up on their feet. But E-Arena from the western side, they've got the license to a limb right now. The spies coming through from on top of Everest, telescopes and binoculars put away, and they're looking to get the big elims on.
PMWC as well into the fight. XCZ with a chance to shut it all down, though. Their chance to jump up the tables to get themselves off of the back foot here, but they are now almost alive. He's burning. And now the DBS is going to try and shut him down from up on high. Tags one, but can't get the second done. Where did he go down from? Was that Arena? Schweppes moves on out, as do the rest of them. What a flex across.
Alpha 7 now up against Arena. Good flex coming through from them, like you say. Goodness me, felt bad for him on that last DBS shot. Took him so incredibly low. Would have been a great clutch up for AJL, but still a strong game for them at 15 points total. Two final teams. Arena, who came blasting out in their group with a huge game, versus Alpha 7, who are slowly but surely regaining confidence in these matches.
Losing Revo earlier may be a difference maker here, though, Blank. For Alpha 7, they need all the sightlines they can get, and Arena have been able to change the pace. Play slow and immediately turn it on when it mattered. Rolling around on the hillsides, they're trying to get that information, but Mormon with that MG3, a major threat on the angle. Obscure and Guizal pulling up and maybe looking to go trade for trade with the nades. Obscure dodges that one, launches one in response, and Mormon steps out of the way. MG3 to rattle Obscure straight on down on the hillside. Schweppes steps in, and Joker is the trade. Now two players have the broadside on Tony K, but he manages to turn around the headland and stay alive. Ripple title of PMWC. He has been able to win it twice before, so to see him go home in the survival stage would be pretty galling, I'm sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
Very good stuff so far, though. AGAL looking fantastic. Today seems to be the day of getting back on form, but we'll be back on form very shortly after a very short while.
Kalaris here at PMWC for day 2 of Survival Stage. We haven't got to talk to Wolves at all throughout this tournament so far, so why on earth not do it here with Baton to talk about everything that's going to be going on so far from basically the group stage into the Survival Stage. So thank you for joining me here, Baton. I want to ask you about, obviously you guys got a second place with 11 eliminations on that last game yesterday, but so far, the chicken dinners, the wins have kind of eluded you. What's denying you those chicken dinners? I understand the tournament's very hard, of course, but what's it like from the team's perspective?
I mean, first of all, we're doing like a lot of individual mistakes now, and we're not far up to the end of the game. That's our main problem. We're trying to fix it, and I think if you will be far up every game, it should be much easier and to get chicken dinners, win, whatever.
So let's talk about the Los Leones game specifically, right? Because you guys got to Los Leones pretty early relative to everybody, a lot of other teams, and committed to it quite early as well. When you look back on that, a second place with 11 innings is great, but are there any moments from that game or in that game that you look back on and you think you could have done differently, or even differently enough to be able to beat AGAL in the final moments?
I think it would be different if me and Nessa stay alive, because we lost like me and Necessary in fight with NS Red Force. We could just hold them, like, because they didn't have the zone. If we just hold them and we were like far up, I think it was our game.
So I'll actually add a final question as well. What was the expectation for Wolves coming into this tournament? As I mentioned before, obviously, and you know as well, a very hard tournament overall, the best teams in the world. What's the goal for Wolves here in this tournament?
Okay, for now it's obviously just to qualify to the final. But in the final, just to improve our game and show our best.
Perfect. Thank you very much, Baton, for joining us here. This is day number 2 of the Survival Stage, and we're signing out right now.
Thank you, Kalaris, for that amazing interview in E-Arena, Max. We've finally seen them showing up here, even though they were just chilling for the longest time in Everest, but great movement out of that squad to come out with the win.
A non-rondo chicken dinner? Well, I'll take every day of the week. No, it's really good to see Everest, of course. Very important area if you have a circle shifting towards the northwestern side of Erangel, which is what ended up happening there around ruins. But in particular, what I loved is they were trying to get rid of threats before they become a major threat. In this game in particular, Al-Ula, they were having major control of ruins. I think you might want to talk about them later on, Lipchura. But they had really big control of ruins, and I think the Arena understood that would be a big issue for them later on down the line. So then if they try and get rid of Al-Ula, or maybe not straight up eliminate them, but force them away from their position, maybe they can actually end up getting the wins. I think the Arena here, that was some top tier stuff, and I wish to see it just more consistently.
And Lace, one thing that we saw too is them gatekeeping Alpha 7 in a way, because Alpha 7 ended up being just in the house. Usually that's a team that likes to spread their wings a little bit more in that kind of position, but E-Arena wasn't allowing them to do that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not really even disappointed with what they were trying to do in that certain scenario. You know, they were, down a player compared to that. So them being able to sort of scout that position, obviously, I think when our wonderful IGL got out of the vehicle, probably just a bit too early. I think that's where the miscommunication led them. And obviously he was not in a good position whilst, E-Arena was still scouting in the vehicles. But look, it's a better effort. Like, we have to take from yesterday to today, they're getting in those top 5s.
And better effort, we saw that from KRX in this game as well. Not necessarily the final push, KRX, but you know what? You guys have been absolutely awful so far, so I'm happy to see some great stuff from you guys.
Yeah, it is nice to see a little bit of life coming in from them, but E-Arena just cleaning things up. Oh my goodness me. E-Arena, very, very impressed with how they played this, waiting for A7 to make a move first, to come to them, to let them know where their position is, and then just going all the way around. I mean, MG3 does help Max. We know how powerful that weapon can be, especially in the hands of a professional team like this. But A7 had a lot of options, and E-Arena just made sure that those options dwindled very, very quickly. So very happy with EA for this last game.
Quick positive for all the teams at the end there, in particular looking at Alpha 7 and E-Arena. Not doing these weird drive-bys and just losing all of your momentum. Like, they actually stop the car, get out of the car, start shooting, and then they get back in the car, start driving forward. So I do appreciate that. I'm sure Blank is going to heavily enjoy that finishing moment. What was it?
So can you do that again for us?
Damn, boy, you made the whole camera shake and everything. But one team that has been performing really well has been Go Team. Go Team, they ended up with the win early on. We know that they can definitely put up the numbers. I want to see a Go team between yesterday and today because this squad is different. Keep in mind, this is total stats, and so far, Go team, we know those eliminations are going to be coming in, but Lace, one thing I'm looking at is those placement points already double in some the placement points of yesterday.
Yeah, I mean, they're really thinking this through. Even if we, come out of that match and their rotation from military base, and like I do want to kind of add in RRQ just into this mix because they had every opportunity to be able to gatekeep on military bridge. They didn't, just decided to rotate, but their power in holding a position is unfortunately not the best. But that's what GOAT can realize. They moved through that sort of western side. They were able to position themselves well. Nice split hold, which we see from them so often. They have that dominance power. So this is exactly why we're seeing them collectively get these good positions and these eliminations. So, I mean, it's incredible work from them, and I do believe that they're going to maintain that top 6. I believe it because of the way that they've been playing throughout yesterday and today. It's amazing.
No, it really is. I'm really enjoying how they're
The
playing.
greatest of all time.
It is. It really is. But I really enjoy the zone control that they're trying to keep going for game after game. It's a nice bit of consistency that we're seeing. EA as well, not to go back to them, but they had a really nice push down off the mountain. They were able to sweep behind really, really well after Alula. Yes, hello, A7 as well. Second place, okay, that's good. But stop. No, but for me, Alula was a really, really nice. The way that they split around to surround Ulf when they pushed out the spread across that zone. They did actually try to push up to EA as well, which I did notice, but I think just that terrain was just not going to be really happening there. But for me, Alula, except for the final crash where they just disintegrated in 0.5 seconds, apart from that, really good game. I like it.
Nice, Alula. One team that I know you were keeping an eye on as well, Max, is none other than Tiamba, because Tiamba, what was it that you were looking at? Tell me a little bit more.
Not a great push, unfortunately, on their Chinese brethren of all gamers. And actually, I believe we do have a replay that might be coming up in just a few seconds here. Actually, it's going to be this one. But the thing is about Tiamba, I think the idea of pushing onto all gamers is great. You can see all the players get knocked here. And the thing is, if you want to push in this area, you have to commit. You need to send it and eliminate the opposition, which is going to be all gamers in this case, because everyone got wrecked literally upon entry in this area. It's just a nade funnel at that point. And then eventually, all gamers, Maple in particular, is like, wait, we got a massive advantage here. We're just going to wrap it up, end up getting all of those flushes, and only Milu is left alive, which, Milu can do 1v4s, we've seen it before. But Tiamba, sure, they're in first position, but I'm looking ahead of the finals. In the finals, I would say this is a massive fumble, maybe that could cost them the tournament. So Tiamba, position like this, you can't play too passive, you need to commit.
Start currently looking. Tiamba is still in first place, but to those amazing eliminations that they were able to get in that.
Over here, continuing that reputation and then doing nothing.
Just find that one. Usually their slow starting teams is taking way too long to build up that momentum. It's
long.
very, very slow.
That's right, Alpha 7 fans, get a little bit high because the team is finally performing. We're seeing something different from this squad, so let's go Alpha 7. Let's send it over to none other than the men with high energy, High Dukes, and Kalaris.
Yes, all right. We got obviously hard here from Everest was a great position to stage this from. In the running for a club championship points, in the running to try and get themselves a strong solidified position in that top 6 as well. What did you think of them?
AGAL needs top 6. They need to see this team make it to the finals. It was so brutal watching it at the last second. XCZ with the DBS. I thought he hit the headshot, but wasn't able to get the finish, but still. So they end up getting 15 points based on that. A solid performance, but at the end of the day, this is still a close one.
I like their pandas. Do you think they've got the blessing of the panda?
The pandas are looking out to the audience right now. They're looking into the distance. They can see the future. And you know what? The future is bright for AGAL.
All right, well, the pandas are going to be staring down the casters here to get things rolling. So let's get another game going here for PMWC. All right, look.
I don't know what you're talking about. Please.
low.
Oh dear. That was my imitation of a couple of our other teams, certainly in Rondo, over in Dutch.
Like they're doing nothing. I think Yangon Galacticos have been putting up a good fight. Again, for sort of an unknown from last year to a very well known. I don't think they're doing terribly right now at PMWC whatsoever, but they would like to get to the finals at least. They got to get on the bike now, though, 100%.
Absolutely. Definitely something you need to try and step up towards. We said it would be a little bit of a shame if the defending champions weren't there in the finals, but if you're not good enough, doesn't matter what you've done before, you need to do it now. You need to get stuck in. And we're going over Erangel, the plane path. Heavy south lean on it again. Blank from that Sosnovka military base over towards Lipovka. It is pretty nasty. Isolating positions up on the northwest. And I feel like the team I'm thinking about when I think they're Alpha 7 over in North Georgia. Where are they going to go?
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I think Alpha 7 should have a secondary here. See exactly which one it is. Maybe eastern side potentially. Very long time ago they used to do that though. But yeah, Furia, definitely a team that's at risk right now. They're on 57 points. I know they can do more. They know they can do more. Like I said, the body language looks a little bit rough at the moment. See a bit more energy. They might need a bit of a pep talk between match 3 and match 4. One of the teams jumping out nice and early here, dropping in towards Sosnovka. Hard to get towards the north side of the map. There might actually be some, not hot drops, but some contested locations for vehicles, etc.
I feel like there's a little grouping of players there around where the Wolves are. EK are underneath that. The northern point of RRQ could potentially be a danger zone, and everybody out just northwest of Milta over towards the mansion shelter prison sort of area. There is a lot of players dropping out there, and I don't think there's that many vehicles playing. It's going to be tight.
Oh, so we are going back to Lipovka. Lipovka split actually for Alpha 7. So they are going east side. Nice to see. AGAL down towards Milta Power at Mini Milta. Lovely circle for everyone. Honestly, this is probably one of the kindest circles they could have gone for here. It's not fully down towards Sosnovka, but it is around the area where you want to be playing when the playing map has been dropped you off. So yeah, fine, just fine stuff. But all I'm going to say now, if they want to be in the top 6, we need like a second place or a high elim game, top 3, or a chicken dinner. If not, it's going to be a very hard end of the day. They're currently 14th place. You know it's bad when Keyroom DRX is actually catching up to you. That's a problem. They've had a really rough time of it.
Yeah, they are currently 17 points behind that bubble in 6th place. So there is a real gap for them to close. But Ulf could do it. They definitely could. I mean, they're slap bang in the center of this circle. They've got a lot of time to play around with. Hopefully they can find something here. As you said, it's what they would need.
At the top 6, it's actually very kind. It's so kind that match 6 is probably going to be comical again, where teams are going in and out from that top 6 over and over again. So we finally settle on the Chosen. Yeah, it's getting very, very tight-knit on the leaderboards. You want to get a tight-knit grouping
Okay.
on your spray.
Okay. How do you do that?
You've got to make sure you have the Ninetales Fury Orc skin from in-game. Make sure you also pick up the Naruto set. There it is.
Oh, okay.
Teasers for a while there, but finally we got it on board. Looks pretty. But it does look pretty. It also has an alternate version as well. We're going to show me the spin. Show me the spin.
No.
No spin.
No spin. Spinless.
Spinless.
Not for you. You've got to get it in game to see the alternate.
That is really sad, actually. Well,
there's you win some, you lose some.
You do. You can certainly win some lovely skins from the current Naruto event because it is fantastic. I think it is specifically Shippuden Club.
I'm sure that means something. I'll have to get.
That's right, John.
I'll have to get Max Man on that one.
That's correct.
Generally, the things you say tend to have meaning, so I'm gonna give you the benefit of the doubt there.
Yeah, it's a huge event. It's a huge event. It's a huge thing in game. Just like Tsunade, it's fantastic. I'm really happy to see it. And again, I really, really am glad getting more and more of these skins in game.
You guys couldn't see it, but he literally bounced when he
I did, yeah.
I
mean,
was so glad.
Okay, we've had everything. We've had everything so far. I can only imagine it'll continue. So big up to the PUBG Mobile team.
Oh yeah,
Please continue.
big fan of that one. E-Arena on a wide 2 split right now. Well, fairly wide, I think it's safe to say, from Severny and South Georgia, although it's very much uncontested at this point. There's really no one breaking out that wide, with the plane path being so far southwest early on. Southeast early on. Nobody's contesting, so they'll be able to push back fairly easily, you'd imagine. The question is direction. Do they regroup over towards Severny or to the west side by Georgia Hall? As Ulf mount up as well. And as we said before, they need to light a bit of a firecracker underneath themselves.
That they do, John. Right now, it is a bit of a struggle bus for Ulf. They're going to grab the buggy, get a move on, but they are fairly central already. 721 GS, realistically the only team that is in front of them at the moment. Nongshim Red Force down towards that south side. It is very tight on that grouping. 49 points in 9th. I mean, honestly, even all the way down to 12th place with Yangon Galacticos on 45, it is not a major jump. 12 points to get over towards 5th place. And then it's 10 points to jump over to tie with 6th. This is all over the place right now. A lot of teams want to stay in. For AJAL, they have had a good day so far. I think if they want to solidify a little bit, you have one more strong game here, and then the rest of your day feels a little bit more comfortable. Tiamba, I think it's looking more and more likely that they will drop out. I think they'd like 8 more points roughly to get towards that 90-point area, and then they'll be in much better stead. Again, I am talking sort of very big unlikelies right now that Tiamba drops out. But they have been a little bit slow today. I think they started at 75 points, and over the last 2 matches, they've been able to garner 7.
Yeah, not being as much as they would need. And what we are also looking at now is confirmation gains from 2nd to 4th, right? If you get Alpha 7, Goat Team or E-Arena with a good game, they jump up over that 80-point boundary. All of a sudden, they're also going to be an uncatchable target, which just shrinks down the number of teams that can start to play in that flux zone in the middle of those tables. So that is also what we're going to be looking out for those top teams to push themselves over that final hurdle. Tiamba, as you said, a little bit more up to their old tricks, I think, today, over the course of it. A little bit timid. There has been some sticky scenarios, I think it's safe to say, but still, we want to see a little bit more.
Yeah, they learned a new trick yesterday. They've forgotten it already. Like when you try and replicate one of those card tricks you learned when you were like 14, it goes horribly wrong.
Yeah.
And then everyone looks at you and laughs.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot my cards. And you're in the middle of the trick and you go, wait a minute, I forgot all of my cards.
Oh, well, I mean, that's a really bad start to any kind of card trick. Oh, wait. Just imagine it. Pretend we're doing it.
Pick a card in your mind.
Now, pretend you've got the extra space. Was that your card? We had it